Why settle for mediocrity? Why settle for average when greatness is attainable? Okay, that's the message I wanted to talk about a little bit today. And we'll talk a little bit about how to do it safely. Have my Penn Dad cup. Seemed like an appropriate cup today. I'm going to talk a little bit about my daughter at Penn and something that happened last night that sort of inspired, the Penn Dad cup for this morning. Appreciate everybody joining me live or on replays or on the podcast. Appreciate those people that are sharing it around and helping this program grow and get a bigger audience. Appreciate all of the feedback and the people that say hello, like Kellen this morning. Good morning, Kellen. Thank you for being here. It's been a fun 36 days so far straight of doing this program, and I continue just to keep on going. It'll be really fun when we're in the hundreds and 200s and 400s and thousands of days going, right? Ooh, that's a couple years down the line. That's a little bit of ways to think about, but let's keep it going. Good morning, Jay. Appreciate you being here as well. You're always bright and early and saying hello, and I really do appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit about mediocrity, settling. Why? And part of it is you're not going to obtain all of your goals. You're not going to obtain everything you go for, but it's the journey. It's the reaching out and trying that will make you a better person and give you better experiences. And obviously, you have to define what success is for you. I can't sit here and tell you what to go for. I'm just encouraging you to go for what you want and what greatness is defined by you. Don't just settle. Dixon and Irene say hello. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. So that's what I want you to think about. Why settle? Why settle for okay and good when great and fantastic are obtainable with maybe just a little more effort? Sometimes people quit just before they attain that greatness because they think, it's good enough here. Don't settle. And that's why I'm so proud of my daughter, and I'm proud to be a Penn Dad, have the Penn Dad Cup today. She set that goal to go to Wharton Business School because it was one of the best in the world. And that's where she's at right now. Not only that, she got in the dual degree program where she's getting the business degree from Wharton and the international degree from the College of Arts and Sciences, because that was her goal. And that's what she wanted. She didn't want to settle for anything but that. And she did everything she could to make it. And she did. Now, if she wouldn't have made it, there were other schools and different things she could have done. But she didn't settle for saying, hey, Dad, I'm just going to stay at the University of Montana like you did. She wanted something bigger and better, and she wanted to go someplace else and have a different experience. And we encouraged her to do it. Now, that is nothing against staying at the University of Montana. That's where I got both my degrees. I got my undergraduate degree here in business, minor in communication studies, got my law degree here. And for somebody that wants to practice law in Montana, it's the place to go because it makes the contacts and everything that you want for this state. You go off to a bigger, different school and come back and you really don't know how Montana works. So it depends, again, what your goals are. And so there's nothing wrong if your goals are to go to a Montana school and stay in Montana. They were just different for my daughter. And again, that's why you have to define what greatness is for you. And I really think it's not always money. I want to bring up money because I love this quote by Jim Rohn. Remember it years ago, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to the effect, it's not the $1 million that is important when you become a millionaire. It's the person you become earning the $1 million. And that's important with all of our goals. It's the person you become, and it's the experiences that we obtain that really make a life fantastic and I think successful. And that's why I think pursuing experiences and different things and traveling and experiencing different cultures and places, which I like to do. And that's why I do a lot of travel safety advice so people can get out and travel the world and have experiences safely. I think that sometimes is way more important than how much you have in your bank account. And sacrificing experiences just to make money, I think might be more of an average life than a fantastic life. And so why do we want to settle for that? Now, an interesting thing happened last night that I wanted to share with my daughter. She sent me this picture of her and this guy. And it's like, okay. And I was like, but I had to read the next thing that she sent before I fully understood what was going on. So we're going to back up a little bit. Last June, we took our daughter to Disney World down in Florida. That was her graduation present. She graduated high school. She was getting ready to go off to Penn to start her college. So her graduation present was a trip to Disney World. And the three of us went down there and spent, 8 days, 6 days in the parks. And while we were in line at one of the attractions, and you're weaving in and out, we passed this group of college age students, and one of them was wearing a Penn shirt. And I forget if it was a Penn or a Wharton, one of the two. And I noticed that, and I said, "Oh, you go to school there?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Well, my daughter was just accepted. She'll be starting in August. We're going to take her out in August, and she'll be starting both in Wharton and the College of Arts and Sciences." And then I sort of made my daughter talk to him a little bit, and she was sort of embarrassed after a while. Dad. I said, "What? You never know. You're meeting people that are at the same campus as you. That's a good thing." And so last night she sent a picture of her and a guy, or two guys actually, but the one was the boy that she met in line at Disney World. And so they were at an event and recognized each other and said hi. And then she said, "Dad, this is the Penn guy that you made me talk to at Disney World." So it's a small world. It really is. And when we fill it with experiences and we go outside of our comfort and we meet new people, we have more experiences and more enjoyment. And that's what I want to encourage everyone to do. Don't settle for average. Get out there, make things happen. Jay says, "Wow, it's a small world, Jay, isn't it sometimes?" And make things happen that are great for you, for the success that you define for yourself. So, and that can be in relationships, health, monetary, travel, so many different areas we can set goals and succeed. And I hope everybody watching and listening sets goals and works to achieve them in all of these different areas. But don't settle. Don't settle for average. Don't settle for mediocrity. Work toward greatness. Work to make a fantastic life. And even if you miss the very highest rung, that rung underneath is way better than settling way down below, right? So we're going to shoot for the stars and we're going to make things happen. We're going to have a fantastic life and we're going to stay safe doing it. And how do we do that? By practicing simple safety habits and procedures that will help us enjoy life and keep us safe doing it. It's not becoming all paranoid, having a zillion guns and more ammunition than the small countries and being in a bunker up in the mountains, isolated from the rest of the world, waiting for the apocalypse. That's not what we want to become. We want to get out and experience everything, but we're going to do some safe habits and practices. We're going to increase our situational awareness. We're going to go out and practice situational awareness once in a while, do some exercises like the ones that I teach here in different places. So our inherent situational awareness increases. We recognize more things. We're going to learn what danger signs are. So when we do see them, we know, and we know how to act appropriately. We're going to have a plan of what to do during an emergency. If it's an active shooter, what's our plan for an active shooter? If you've read my book, it's escape, deny, or attack back. Those are our three main choices. Similar to run, hide, fight, but I changed the words because I think they represent what we have to do in a little bit better fashion. And it's not a linear fashion. It's not first you run, and if you can't run, then you hide. And if you can't hide, then only at the last resort do you fight. It doesn't always work that way. I have it in a triangle. You act, you move, you do something, but what you do will be dependent on where you are and location of the killer and the environment that you're in, right? So there's our basic simple plan for an active killer situation. And obviously in my book and in my courses, we go in more in depth to learn the strategies to do those. But that's what we want to do. We want to have a simple plan for emergencies. We want that tourniquet in our first aid kit. We're prepared just in case we need to stop massive hemorrhaging, right? We take a first aid class. We maybe take an advanced first aid class. We're better prepared to deal with certain emergencies. The life we save is probably going to be someone we care about because those are the people we're with most of the time. Dixon says, parachutes are invented by survivors. Right on. We want to be survivors. We want to enjoy life. And when we're prepared, it enables us to enjoy it better. We don't go down this path when it seems dangerous, and there's a safer path to choose. Now, there are people that will take the dangerous path because they're looking for those experiences. I used to be one of them. I used to go to the more dangerous places and areas just because I wanted the experiences. Okay. I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying if you do and you choose more dangerous experiences, there are ways to minimize the risks, make the risks less so you can enjoy that safely as well. Okay. So it's up to you to define what those things are, not me. I'm just here to give you encouragement to succeed and practical advice to stay safe and defend yourself if you have to. That's what I wanted to share this morning. I got a busy day ahead of me, a lot to do. So I wanted just to share a little bit about my daughter. That was sort of interesting when she sent that text last night. And I'm very proud of her for, going after the goal that she set. And I want you to go after the goals that you set and share them with me. I would love to hear about your successes. There's too much negativity out in the world, and I like to hear about people's successes, the success stories, their staying safe stories. I love stories when the good guy wins, and that's what I would like to hear from you. Thank you, everybody, for being here on the show today. Appreciate you watching live. Appreciate everybody watching this at a different time or listening to the podcast at a different time. Get out there, make things happen, and enjoy life safely.